everybody, welcome back to another episode of Rich of Content. Today we're talking to Chazne Govender. Would you just introduce yourself, please, Chazne?
Okay. Hi, everyone. It is so nice to be on this podcast with Chelsea and Influence. My name is Chazne Govender, and I am a 20-year-old student that is studying a BCom Digital Marketing, and I am a content creator on the side.
Amazing, amazing. Okay, so we'll start with a quick little overview of how did you get into the influencing space? How did your journey begin?
Okay, so I remember at the age of probably like 11 to 12 or 13 years old, I used to steal my mom's makeup and literally play with them. And I'm the girl who used to literally sit in front of my mirror and talk to myself and like give these like quick like hacks and tips just for myself, no one. And I feel like it really stemmed from there where I learned a lot about how to use makeup, what works with my skin type and what doesn't. Even though it was my mom's, just playing around with the fact of makeup, like it brought so much out of me because this was the time where I got to experience and test things out on me. So yeah, I feel like it really does stem from there. But like I started off like last year and it has been such an amazing journey. So yeah, and I'm so happy. It's like a passion for me right now because I'm a full-time online student. So being able to create content is just my way of getting away from everybody and being alone in my own space and just creating the content that I would like people to see because my content that I create is like so opinionated. It's like reviewing a product when people want to know how good a product is. So, yeah.
So I can only imagine is that you very honestly review your products. Have you ever had any issues with a brand where you reviewed a product honestly and they weren't exactly happy with your review?
Honestly speaking, I've said this so many times, just like with every other brand or agency or business that I worked with, the products that I use, I've never had any type of problems. Like, you know, when the consumers complain about a certain product that they try out, like the products that I try, because remember, I'm the influencer, content creator, and a consumer at the same time. So when you're trying out these products, you like are so excited to try them and you actually get to see the hype of the overall product, the business, and all of the products that I've used so far are so good. And in terms of businesses and the brands, they haven't like made any complaints about the reviews that I make because remember, businesses and brands they want the original uh like how do I say um they want the products to come around as a proper review where you're being honest about the product and not being fake and not being like not talking about the product properly. And I feel like that is kind of the issue currently with a lot of influencers where they don't talk about the product. So that's why I mainly started out my content creation journey because I wanted to talk about products because I'm not seeing that often. Yeah, especially as like you know as South African content creator, you want to put out products there that are out there for your consumers to buy that are happy with these
Yeah.
products. So yeah.
Yeah, you said that so beautifully. I just have to ask, since you basically your niche is beauty products, makeup, that's your niche, yes?
Yeah.
Amazing,
So it's
amazing.
makeup, skincare, lifestyle. I'm like slowly getting
Yeah,
in. I'm
yeah,
slowly
yeah.
like finding my niche and like seeing what works best with me. So yeah.
Yeah, amazing. So what would you say your dream product brand to work with is?
Oh my God. It is like, honestly speaking, with every single brand that I've worked with, my biggest goal was to work with Switch Beauty, and it did. It did
Yes.
happen. And I remember, because now
Amazing.
I know it was like such a dream for me because I never saw that I had the potential, to like work with the brand, because I've known Switch Beauty for like not as long as I remember, but when I started off my journey, I was learning about all of these brands, and I wasn't so, how do I say, I wasn't open to the amount of South African beauty brands that were out there. And when I did, I started to appreciate all of the brands and businesses that are out there, because it's amazing how people can actually bring their businesses into the industry and make it. So it's so lovely. But yeah, but currently my biggest goal to work with a brand is probably, there's so many I cannot pick, I will not lie. um but I think as time comes, you you will see that like you have the potential to work with this brand. But as of for now, not many, but I have a lot that I'm reaching out to and wanting to work with.
Amazing, amazing.
Yeah.
So, when you first started working with brands, how would you reach out to potentially partner up with these brands for collaborations? What was your, let's say, your pitch to
Okay.
brands to get them to trust you?
Okay, so when I started out with probably like 1,200 followers. And remember, I just started out of nowhere. Like, I just wanted to do it because I could see myself doing it. And like, I used to go on TikTok and see, like, type there what to do as a first time content creator. So people would come out with pictures, and then I would see like how they do it step by step. And I started off doing that, and it was the first time that a brand actually like wanted to work with me. So I was like so beyond excited, and it was so lovely. But it's mainly the pitch, so it's your message that you bring across to the brand, and also remember that your pitch that you're like reaching out to the brand with, it must be like it must resonate with the brand. Because if you're just giving out a normal standard pitch, it's not going to come across to them as, the individual who likes my brand, if you know what I mean. So you have to like resonate with the brand on another level and make sure that you come across as, what, I love this brand. I want to work with you. So it's mainly just like reaching out to them on Instagram. I feel like Instagram is the best way to go. And then email as well, which I recently started doing. So yeah, it's just those two platforms that I have been using. But honestly speaking, I have spoken to other content creators, like, to like see what else I could do to better myself in terms of like reaching out to the brand and like, seeing how to pitch like a proper, detailed, more professional and ethical email or DM. So yeah, but like so far it's been so good. The only thing I will point out is that a lot of the brands won't reach out to you. So your job as a content creator now, what I know and what has worked for me is when these brands don't reach out to you via Instagram, your job as a content creator is to find their email, whether on their Instagram page or the website that they have, and you do the digging and you find the email and you email them. So yeah.
Amazing, amazing. That's so
Yeah.
insightful. I absolutely love that. Um, so since starting your journey as an influencer, what are the biggest challenges you faced since being in the influencer field?
Okay. The biggest challenges I would say is that brands are not seeing me for who I am. It's like in terms of diversity, including me as a Indian South Asian person. I mean, I've come across a few profiles and I don't see any type of diversity where there's like different types of not only gender but races as well, which I don't appreciate, because as a business in South Africa, and South Africa is known for having their vast range of races because we are called the Rainbow Nation. So I feel like a lot of brands, they don't understand that concept of being diverse as a brand. Um,
Mm.
Mainly that, and then secondly, I feel like a lot of brands want to work with the popular influencers. So I wouldn't call myself popular. I wouldn't at all call myself popular. Um, how do I phrase this? It's like it's these influences that you see constantly on every single brand. And I feel like that's a bit unfair because with emails that I've noticed, this is what I came across. Um, so the brands, when they email back to you, they say that, we're at full capacity. And then I totally understand that because I can appreciate the fact that a brand or business is focusing solely on, your partnerships that you have with your current influencers, which I appreciate because you are genuinely getting to know your influencers and see how your products work with that person as well. So I do accept that and I understand fully, but when I do my research and when I see that brands use influencers within the time frame of you messaging them. So I reached out to a brand back in May and I noticed that they had a new influencer in August, September. So it really like makes you overthink. And I'm the type of person to overthink every single thing and situation. So I feel like a lot of brands need to see each influencer and see how they would work. I mean, there have been brands that, are honest and they'd be like, you know what, I don't think we could partner together because solely of your niche or the current goals that you have and the visions that you have, which I totally understand. And you can grow yourself into the person that you want, not the person, your feed, how you would want to show it to people. And then
Yeah.
honestly speaking, I feel like the brands also work with aesthetically pleasing content creators. Because like I myself am not aesthetically pleasing, but it's not only about being aesthetic or like, only for your feed. Remember that your content that you make needs to be authentic and genuine because you want to
Yeah.
reach a community and an audience that is going to understand what you are talking about, a product. So, yeah, I think those are like the
Yeah.
main biggest challenges that I have as a content creator. So, yeah.
I completely agree with you.
Mm.
So like basically what I got from what you just told me is that you feel like brands should give new influencers an opportunity rather than just sticking to the ones that are already, quite well known.
Yes, exactly. Like,
Yeah.
like now I've noticed that it's not about your followers, it's not about your engagement, it's about the type of content you create. So, like as I said, like how you create your feed as like aesthetically. So yeah, but in terms of followers, there has been so many brands that I worked with, and I'm like so beyond grateful for every single brand that I've worked with. It like shows you that, what, this person, like this content creator wants to work with us because she wants to be genuine and open and open with us about working together. So yeah, I'm just beyond
Yeah.
very happy to like work with every single brand because they accepted me for who I am. So
Yeah.
yeah.
And I suppose those are the ones that you really want to keep a good relationship with because you
Of
really know
course, all literally
they are,
always.
yeah.
Yeah,
No, their intentions are pure, so we love that.
very. Yeah.
So, since being in the influencer industry, have you ever had to deal with hate from your audience?
Honestly, honestly speaking, I think this happened once, and this was like when I just started out. And it was a video that I did. It was a get ready with me, and this was during December last year. The person commented, "Oh, you just want to be like every other influencer," and like I'm thinking to myself, like you know what? There are so many other influencers out there, but you're picking on me.
Yeah,
And I mean, it's my job. It's something that I'm doing now. And if you don't like it, don't follow me. Like, if you can't accept it, like, move on. So, yeah. But
yeah,
in terms of everything else, I feel like negativity in a way is also being honest. I haven't experienced any negativity. It's just that, like with any video that I've made, it's the consumers being honest about a product, because some products may work for me and some products may not work with others. So when the customers or consumers who have used the product, when they comment on the video, they are actually quite honest, and they have to be honest, I guess. Um, there was a comment about a product that I used, and this person commented and said, the product doesn't work the same for me. So it really does, like, stem from how the product works with you and how the product works with the consumers that are buying it. But in terms of like negativity towards me, no. But like in terms of like people leaving my life after I've started content creation, it's just like it makes you wonder if the people were there for the genuine reasons. So I would feel that's the negativity I get, is like from the people that were close to me that have now vanished.
Are you joking?
No,
That's quite
no,
like that's deep, girl. That's crazy. Are these like close friends of yours that just stop being friends with
yes.
you? Tell me a little
Well,
bit about that. That's awful.
okay. So I honestly wouldn't say that, like I have no idea because where it really stems from for them. But when you see the signs and when you just like notice these
Mm,
things that change in your friendship with people, you can just tell that the support and the guidance is not there. Like
yeah,
the people that I've been in high school with were all amazing people. But remember, at the same time, when you grow, you mature as well. Some
yeah.
people still have the habits of, like, being the person who they are, but that's who they are at the end of the day. But, like, when I started my content creation journey, I was so beyond happy with the amount of um, the girlies who were in my school that gave me the support. And I never ever thought I would see it from them. So, like, for every single girl from my school, shout out to you and thank you for supporting me. So, I love that and I appreciate it. But the people who I have been close with, um, I mean, I did see the support, but it wasn't like, consistent. So,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Just circling back to that like hate negativity conversation we were having. I saw this viral video on TikTok about this girl who was getting filmed from the back by somebody else who was judging her. But then this girl, she was an influencer, was like taking a video of herself and she was like explaining. She was like, there's gonna be people who are going to hate on you and what, but like they're just hating on you because you're the one who's doing the things,
Mm,
like you can either be the influencer or you can be the one who's being influenced. Like she was
yeah.
like, so why don't you choose to be the influencer? The influencers are the ones who are putting themselves out there and they're the ones making money and you're not. You're just the one who's like criticizing and still being influenced by all of us influencers. So,
Yeah.
it's not something to take seriously. You get the people who choose to put themselves out there and choose to be the influencers, and then you get the people who choose to be influenced. And you could either be a negative person who's being influenced, or you can be a positive one who supports.
Yeah.
So I really love that video. I love that video so much. It really put the whole thing into perspective for me.
That is actually quite nice. Something I wanted to pick on, and I forgot. Brain fog. Um, oh gosh, I completely forgot. I feel like how do I phrase this again? Brain fog. In a way, I feel like people didn't sense that, I would become a content creator. Like, some of them did say, like, like, after I started, they were like, hey, you suit this so much. It works with you so well. And I'm like, yeah, I now truly see that. But, like, I feel like a lot of people didn't see it coming. So maybe that's why the backlash and like the
Yeah.
support isn't there, because remember, you moving on in life, and I mean being a full-time student is not easy. It's really difficult. I mean, there's a difference between an online student and a physical student where you're going to
Yeah.
campus on site. So there is a difference. I totally understand because I know like someone in my life that's close to me. He travels like constantly, not really travels, but he goes and he has to stay because his campus is near. And whereas I wake up late and I get to study at home at the comfort of my home, so it is difficult. It's completely different. So I mean, like putting my content aside, like my studies is difficult. I'm currently in my second year, and I just finished with exams, and it's strenuous on you. Like it's a lot because I write fully 8-hour exams, and it's a lot, and people don't know that because they don't
Yeah.
know anything about you. So, and like what you're doing with your life. But like as of for now, I'm like keeping it cool with who I have in my life. Who wants to come, who wants to go, you can do as you please. But at the same time, I'm being like fully with myself and trying to find out like what I want to do with my life because I'm at the age of 20 and I'm just starting out my life. And next year I'm going to be 21, which is like literally adulthood. So I want to see how things are going to work with me and in terms of life,
Yeah.
where do I want to live in the next 5 years? Am I still going to be creating content? Like what's going to change? So
I know, it's
yeah.
so exciting.
Yeah.
So exciting. Okay,
Mm.
so let's talk about that little topic that you sent me on that little questionnaire I put up basically when I reached out to you. Again, we're
Okay.
not going to be naming names, but just tell us a
Mhm.
little bit about that experience you had.
Okay, so this was like the first time I ever experienced this, and I was like quite shocked and taken aback by like, how the whole thing was put into perspective. I feel like there was no thought or consideration or like time
Yeah.
management given to me and another influencer that I'm very close with, because we were working on the same campaign, and I was like really shocked. So basically, what was happening was, um so basically I got my deliverables on that Monday, and then in my email it stated that content submission needs to be given within the next day. And I'm like, hey, wait, no, I can't accept this because I was currently busy with not exams, I was busy with my assignments. So juggling with the two was not easy. And not only my assignments, I had family responsibility as well because my granny was not well. So there was like so much of stress and everything that was happening around me. And I'm like, hey, you know what? I'm going to reach out to the brand. I'm going to be like so honest because it's not acceptable. And there was no time management for me to make that video because in every single video that I make, there is 100% effort going into this and
Yeah.
100% thought. And remember, when you're reviewing your product, you want to be honest, open, and I mean, you have to be honest because that's what's my goal towards every single
Yeah.
video. And then I was like, hey, I'm going to ask for extension. And then they eventually gave it to me. And I was like shocked because they only gave me like a 2 to 3 day extension. So, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
And you went through with it? You got the content done?
Yeah, I had to get it done because this was a contract that I was on. So, yeah.
That
Mm,
is crazy.
mm.
Damn, that's crazy. That is awful. That must have been
And this
really
was
stressful as well.
it definitely was, because I had the stress of like family, and it was like so much like take in because you don't know whether this person is gonna not make it. And it was like really stressful for my family, and it was like so much that was going through my mind, and I'm like, let me just sit down and make my content as a way of like getting away from all of my stresses. And I did it and I got it done. And I was literally so happy that it was over and done with. So I can focus like on what's more important, like, what's happening with my life. So yeah.
Ah, girl, well, you handled
Mm,
that so well. You did that so
thank you.
professionally. You were very honest with the brand and you said, listen, like, I can't do this because of this and this. And you didn't just, avoid it.
Yeah.
So That's really good. Really,
and
really good.
and this was my first time working with this brand, and it was also my first time entering a contract that was like super long, and I was like, hey, wait, this is weird. And it was like I had to take a step back and like think into reality, like what am I gonna do? Like, am I gonna go ahead with this or not? And I did end up going ahead with it because I mean, it's an opportunity that I did not want to miss.
Yeah.
So, mm-hmm,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Have you worked with the brand since this experience or no?
I mean, I have given thought into it and like put into perspective. Like, am I willing to work with a brand that's not gonna be able to appreciate the time and effort that goes into my content? Um, But I mean, hey, they are a beautiful brand. They are amazing, and I appreciate for like whatever they are doing. But as I said, diversity is also another thing that plays in like in the most important factor. And I'm not seeing it with this brand. So I
Uh,
mean, I I don't know. Maybe I will, maybe I will not. But yeah.
yeah. Yeah.
Hmm.
I mean, I think some brands just need a little bit of extra guidance than others.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna finish off with a few questions where basically you're just gonna give advice to any other influencers who may be facing the same issues. Is that
Okay.
fine?
Sure. Yeah. No problem.
Okay. Okay, amazing. So, what mistakes have you made in the industry that you would advise other influencers to avoid?
I have to really think about this. I have made so many regrets. Not so many regrets. I've thought about so many things that I regret now. Um, I feel like in terms of like effort, with every single brand that you work, give it thought, give it time to see what kind of content you want to make. Don't just rush and make the content because you have to give it within the time frame. Um, Solely focus on what you want to do. Write down notes like what type of content, what your video is going to be about. Is it going to be a review? Is it going to be a get ready with me? Or are you going to do a voiceover? And in terms of editing, are you going to do transactions? Are you going to make it a plain old video? Or are you going to be like out there? You're going to bring out yourself, like you're going to take yourself out of your comfort zone and like talk about the product in a different way when nobody has done it. So I would mainly say um like plan out your content properly, and also time management is so important. I feel like I'm the type of person to leave everything for last minute. It's the same with my exams. I've been doing it since primary school. So time management for yourself is important. If you have a deadline of maybe let's just say the end of the month, get it done a week before so that you have your content to edit, have it done, and then you can send it a few days in for approval for the brand or even posting.
Yeah,
So yeah.
yeah, amazing, amazing. Okay, so last question. What has been the most rewarding part of your journey as an influencer?
Okay. For me, I think it's the recognition from the brand. It's the brand being able to work with me and who I am, because as I said, diversity is so important, and I feel like brands are not just working with me because of like how good my feed is or like how aesthetically pleasing my feed is. They working with me because firstly they love the reviews I'm giving out. It's very opinionated and it's very honest. Like with certain of with the certain videos that I've made, it it's not always positive, but as I said, with every single product that I've tried, bought, and given in exchange, they are all good. And I've never faced a problem with a product being bad. It's honestly so good. And I love that. So yeah, I think mainly just that. So yeah.
Amazing. So it's basically just that feeling of recognition that you get It's like
Yeah,
I'm finally
it's
being noticed. Someone sees me, this is what I want, this is what I'm working for. I'm being seen. I get to put my opinion out there. People are going to listen to my opinion. People
exactly.
want my opinion. It's just
Yeah,
that feeling
it's
that you
like
get.
exactly. And it's like, remember, my type of content is different. You do see the other type of people that make content because they are buying the product. So these are the consumers that are making the content for everybody else to see. That's not content creators or influencers. They're just putting these products out there. So it's like how do I say? It's like the consumers plugging another consumer, not the influencer or content creator plugging everyone. You know what I mean? So yeah, but like as I said, I appreciate the recognition and the brands being able to work with me, not based on my engagement followers. They're accepting me for who I am, and I really
Yes.
truly appreciate that, and I'm
Yes.
like so happy. So yeah.
Absolutely love what you said there. It's the consumer plugging the consumers. And I think
Yeah,
that's a beautiful way to put it. I absolutely love that.
because like sometimes my content can be from the content creator to the consumer, and then I myself am sometimes the consumer to a consumer and everybody else, because at the end of the day you are a content creator that receives or gains these partnerships, and you making the content for the brand because this is your job, this is your career now, and you are going to be making the video or reel or post mainly like solely because you have this collaboration with the brand. But like in terms of other stuff, like you at the end of the day you are still a consumer. So yeah,
Yeah.
because like
Absolutely
I buy
love that.
makeup all the time.
Yeah.
So
Yes, as
yeah,
well. Love makeup.
literally
And
my bags are
yeah,
so full.
absolutely love
So
that.
yeah.
Okay, amazing. Chasne, you have been absolutely amazing and you're so inspiring.
Oh.
I love every single answer that you've given to each topic that we've discussed. I think that you are going to go so far in this journey of
Mm.
yours, and I'm so excited to watch you grow as well. I think that the world needs you, the world needs to hear what you have to say, and I think your opinion is just, it's worth it. It's gonna take you
Oh.
far.
That makes me want to cry. I'm not even joking. Cause I mean, like as I said, like I never thought that I would be able to see myself as the person that I am today. So like I'm so happy that with everything that I've come with so far, because I was the child who was not allowed to have social media, and now look at me.
The
I'm the
same.
content creator. Exactly. So yeah, and I used to
Exactly.
still use social media, so never held me back there.
Exactly. And the person that you're gonna be is gonna look back and is gonna think, wow, we have come a
Mm-hmm.
long way. So,
Like, I mean, my boyfriend, when was it? Just the other day, I was like speaking to him and I was like, hey, can you believe I'm working with this business? He's like, nope, I don't believe it. Because the thing is, like, in that short space and time, I've worked with so many amazing brands, and it's so achieving. And it's like the goal that I have achieved, something I have achieved in my life that makes me happy. So yeah, and even my parents are so
yeah.
supportive. Like I thought my mom would be like, you can't do this, but no, everybody in my life is so supportive, especially my family, and I love my family for that. So yeah.
Amazing. Amazing. You're gonna do so well.
Thank you
Thank
so
you so
much.
much. Thank you so much for joining me today and sharing all of your opinions and your stories. I'm so, so grateful. And I'm so excited to get this up for everybody to watch as well and learn from your experiences as well.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me on the podcast. I can't wait for everybody to see this and give their opinions about how I feel about my content creation journey. So, yeah, thank you so much, Elsie, for having me on the podcast.